What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MicroStrategy, MSTR. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 16th of April today. 2 hours, 48 minutes left in the day right now. We're at about $315. I do believe that we are on our way higher. It's possible we could correct here. It's very possible that we could, but if we do, it's going to be a very insignificant amount, and I think that we are working our way up. We only have 1 day left in the week. Friday is not a operating day for the stock market, so tomorrow is the end of the week. I think that we're on our way higher, regardless if we go higher immediately right now. Hold on. Let me just fix this because that's annoying. There we go. Whether we go higher right now or we go lower and then next week we go higher, we're at this point where we are about to break away from this overall consolidative area here, right? When we do that, that's going to bring a lot of attention, at least I think, to MicroStrategy, right? Or to strategy. Whenever you break out of this bull flag pattern here, very clear as day bull flag, when you see a move up like this, that's going to bring interest from speculators across the board, across the world, who want to put their money into this thing before it sees its next high, its new all-time highs. And where that all-time high is going to be, at least in my opinion, will probably be somewhere around, $918 or higher. I'm expecting $1,100 to $1,300 personally, something in that area, but $918 is the minimum target. It's possible, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, it's very possible MicroStrategy could see a $1,700 price, because with the 2272 here, you oftentimes don't stop right at it, you go just above it. And if you do go above 1,300, I would think then that 1,700 is a possible outcome for this next endeavor. But that would be a lot. That'd be a lot in a very, very short amount of time, you guys. I don't know if I expect that to happen. I also don't expect 918 to happen because that just doesn't feel like it's enough. Something in between that's just right. If we're looking at MicroStrategy, MSTR versus Bitcoin, we have to do it like this. Yeah, BTC USD. Get it on the index, MicroStrategy there. So this is MicroStrategy priced in Bitcoin, okay? If we're looking at this on a weekly basis, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Maybe even a monthly basis. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Let's do that. From a high here back in 2019 January to the low here of this range. So this is MicroStrategy versus Bitcoin. It looks like you have a nice Adam and Eve pattern. This is it's kind of like, it almost looks like a reverse cup and handle, right? Like here's your cup and then here's your handle. I don't know, but you've got this V and then this deep U. It looks like an Adam and Eve pattern to me. And you have gotten above this central point here. I think that you're going to see some good growth come from this, right? Likely you're going to stop at the 1618 or thereabouts. I doubt that you stop anywhere lower, but I suppose at the lowest I would see it would be about 0.1. So 1% of a Bitcoin to 1.35% of a Bitcoin, that's the expected outcome, right? This is important because if we take this into consideration, Google calculator here, it might give us a more accurate representation or another way to represent the potential price, right? Just by guessing here. So MSTR BTC, if we see a 0.1 Bitcoin MSTR, we don't even need the calculator for that. What would MicroStrategy's price be if Bitcoin was worth $100,000? Well, 1% of Bitcoin would then put MicroStrategy at a price of about $1,000, right? Because 1% of 100,000 is 1,000. If you were to see Bitcoin at $170,000, that'd put us at 1.7K, right? Something like that. So if MSTR tops off at the same time that Bitcoin tops off, and I think Bitcoin does top off at around 170 to 200,000. However, I don't think MicroStrategy tops off at the same time. We probably see it top off before. So if I'm thinking Bitcoin tops off at 170 to 180, it's possible that MicroStrategy could top off before, maybe when Bitcoin's at 130K, 160K, somewhere in there. I mean, man, that really does, that's just at the 1%, right? That's just here. That's right at this area here, the psychological level of 1%. Interesting thought. I don't know how much of that makes sense, but all I'm saying is, in case anybody had a hard time keeping up, I brought up the calculator. We don't even need the calculator. All I'm saying is that if Bitcoin goes to 170K and MicroStrategy, very likely that we do see MicroStrategy not just above $1,000, but maybe even above where I'm calling for, even above 1,300. Maybe it doesn't hit 1,600 or 1,300. It stops somewhere in between. Or maybe you really do go to 1,700. It's this chart that really makes me rethink how bullish I am. I might not be bullish enough, because what I certainly don't think is going to happen for this thing is that you're going to stop at the 0.7. I don't think so. But even there, let's run that real quick. Let's run that. I know I just talked a lot, but man, I was running through the math in my head, and sometimes that just happens. I'll just like talk out loud because I need to keep my train of thought. Anyways, 007, right? If you're at that level of a Bitcoin, okay, 007, and Bitcoin, nope, not 77, my bad. And Bitcoin's at 130K, right? Let's just say it's at 130K. That gives you a $910 price. Okay, so even the minimum there, even the absolute minimum of the MSTR to Bitcoin read here agrees with the minimum that we have on the MSTR 1618 read here, right? The minimum target that we have for the price. So that's kind of nice to see. MSTR BTC 0.7. If Bitcoin's at a higher price though, if it's at a price of about 150K, that puts you above $1,000, right? And it could be higher than that. MicroStrategy probably does top off before Bitcoin though. That's my expectation, but we'll see. And this is not the top, like the all-time high top. This is just the next move top. Let's say that you don't stop there though, because I don't think you see the 007, right? And I mean, there it's just we're at 1%. So I don't know. Even at the worst case scenario, you'll stop somewhere around $1,000 for MSTR USD, but I just don't see you stopping here. It doesn't make sense. You're breaking out of this overall zone. I don't think you're going to settle for this multi-year consolidation phase that you've been in just to move up to the minimum target, which you basically already flirted with back here. I think that you're going to go to the next area at least, which would put you with the 1414 just above that is very common, right? You don't oftentimes stop right at the 1414. You go just above it, but that would put you at about 1% of a Bitcoin. And the way that we do the math there, I mean, even $1,300 kind of seems unlikely to me. I think that it would be higher than that. It's not that $1,300 becomes unlikely because I think that it's hard to do. I think that it would be hard to only see that because I don't think MSTR, if MSTR to Bitcoin is at 1%, I can't see Bitcoin stopping at lower than a 130K price. I just can't see it happening, right? By the end of June, which would then imply that MicroStrategy itself would not stop until it was above $1,300 itself. But if you go above $1,300, your next target is $1,600 to $1,700. It's been a long, drawn-out, circular process of talking. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. On a more concise note, the daily RSI is at a nice area. Sorry, the weekly RSI is at a nice area to bounce. You bounced here before even back here. Right off the 40, it's a good time. I think that once you do see prices that are above about $350, you're going to see prices rapidly expand to prices that are over $400. When you see these kind of movements happen, it'll be very clear that you're breaking out of this bull flag and thus on your way to completing the journey of the measure move and beyond, all by the end of June. That's the expectation. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. I don't think MSTR is going down. I think it's going up. The last video I made on MSTR, I believe I said that it was going to correct a little bit with Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin's correcting anymore. I think that if we were going to, it would have happened already. So up we go, up. Hold on to your tickets, guys. It's going to be a fun ride. All right, take care. Bye bye.